Enough of the NBA's 2021-22 regular season has unfolded to begin reacting to the biggest shocks and starkest letdowns. Let's start with the latter. Missed expectations are the impetus behind every inclusion. If you're disappointed the Oklahoma City Thunder have a bottom 3 offense and defense, I applaud your hopeless romanticism, but I'm also not sure what to tell you. Only matters of pure basketball will be put under the microscope. Put another way, this is Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons free space. Matters of youth and development will also be bounced from consideration. Inexperience demands patience, and certain cases, such as Killian Hayes' fourth quarter playing time, are a drag but not a true gut punch. Disappointments fueled mostly by injury are excluded as well. Let the Indiana Pacers' perimeter rotation get healthy before entering panic mode. Related, welcome back Caris LeVert. Give the Milwaukee Bucks defense a pass while Jrue Holiday, Brook Lopez, and Dante Divacarino have already played a combined 71 minutes, which isn't a lot at all, etc, etc, etc. Every early season bummer is presented with the caveat that they have plenty of time to reverse course. Cold streaks and warm up in the span of a night or two, stats and rankings can easily shift by the day. So here's part of the biggest disappointments of the early NBA season thus far. Here we go. At number 3, we have Euro fouls are still a thing. Kudos to the NBA and its officials for cracking down on offensive play acting and organic flailing. The new emphasis on non-basketball moves have made an instantly more free-flowing, watchable product, even if, anecdotally, there seem to be more maulings going unaddressed around the basket. Next up, be a focus on eliminating intentional fouls to stop a fast break. They're annoying, they enable vapid efforts for those who don't wish to sprint back on defense, and they're arguably worse than clear path fouls. Those are at least a reaction to everyone being behind the play. Eradicating these buzzkills shouldn't be difficult. Give the offensive team 2 free throws and the ball whenever they happen to, let's call it a day. Going this route doesn't promise better defensive energy across the board, but it'll preserve the cadence of the game and perhaps gift us with a few more player X's built different, caption-worthy highlights. Spare me any concern about the subjectivity of these calls. Clear path infringements are more formulaic and easier to judge. I get it, but Euro fouls are painfully obvious, which is part of the problem. Guys aren't even pretending to make actual plays against the ball anymore. They're hacking and reaching with haphazard lead-footedness. Referees, analysts, bloggers, fans, and randos off the street who never seen a basketball game can all spot these lame tactics. They're absolute butt, let's get rid of them. At number 2, too much switching in Boston. Zeroing in on the Boston Celtics defense is actually unnecessary. They're a collective disappointment, 2 games under 500, with an offense that ranks in the bottom 10ish in points scored per possession and effective field goal percentage. Still, despite crawling into the top half of the defensive efficiency following their double overtime loss to the Washington Wizards, the Celtics have to rethink their approach at the less glamorous end. Head coach Ime Udoka has them switching almost everything. There's a real 2020-21 Sacramento Kings feel to the frequency, which they just swap assignments. The Celtics just happen to have the personnel to do it without seeming so aimless. That's not an endorsement. Switching so often has comprised the fundamentals of Boston's defense. No team is fouling opponents at a higher rate, and the Celtics ranked 21st in offensive rebounding percentage. Remedying both feels like low-hanging fruit. Boston's rebounding should at least be better if its bigs aren't spending so much time guarding the perimeter. It might have a trickle-down effect on their offense too. Switching expands a ton of energy, maybe players start making more shots, or maybe they'll simply have the stamina to attack with more urgency after an opponent makes. Tasking Jaylen Brown and Al Horford with switching after they both had just COVID-19 also seems unnecessarily mean. At number 1, Brooklyn Nets offense. Kyrie Irving's absence does not make the Brooklyn Nets offense struggles any less disappointing. They are 23rd in points per possession, a standing that's actually worse than following Friday's night's victory over the Indiana Pacers. James Harden uncharacteristically inefficient outings continue to receive the most shine. He put together a more complete performance versus Indiana, racking up 19 free throw attempts, and his accuracy from beyond the arc has avoided rock bottom. But he's still shooting 38.6% on 2s for the year, while reaching the rim at a career low clip. Adjusting to the new vendetta against non-basketball moves is clearly an issue. A lot of Harden's strategies and gimmicks on drives no longer fly, at least not consistently. His warts so far are worth watching, albeit far from harbingers of doom. He is still working his way back from a right hamstring injury that limited his activity all offseason. Also, Harden alone isn't responsible for the Nets' wonky offensive returns. They are 28th in the share of shot attempts that come at the rim and drilling under 34% of the 3-point looks. Joe Harris and Blake Griffin are both converting fewer than 38% of their 2-pointers. The frontcourt rotation aside from KD is a log Jamie Hayes of age and Nick Claxton, who didn't look right before missing the past few games with an illness. The wing rotation is thin and even thinner on shooters. DeAndre Bembry is getting real minutes. Chances are Harden and the rest of the Brooklyn's offense will be fine. What's happening in the interim, though, remains legitimately shocking. Well guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Athletic Avenue, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching.